start recording the session first. All right, amazing. So welcome to the session. All right, once again, this session is going to focus on how you can turn your internship into a full-time role. And if you've not even started an internship at all, how you can get started and position yourself to landing in that full-time role. We played some testimonials and we would show you how we were able to help certain people, right? All of these people that have trusted Amdari and taking on this journey with us land jobs, right? So let's get straight into it. To get to meet me subsequently, but let me get to meet you first, right? Let me get to meet the amazing people that are here on the call with me today. So I can see your names, right? I would just love to know where you are joining from and the tech course that you have taken already, right? Where are you joining from and the tech course? So if you're joining from Birmingham, for example, you can just type Birmingham data science, right? You can type London business analysis, right? So just type where you're joining from and okay, Saada 2 is joining from Scotland business analysis. Obi Lukman, UK data science. Let me be sure I saw data science. Okay, data analytics. All right. Yeah, you can just type Emmanuel Imafidon. You can just type. I see your hand is raised. Omori is joining from Oxford data analysis. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Lukman, Manchester data analyst. Thank you, Lukman. So please keep it coming. I want to know where everyone is joining from. UK Health Informatics. Okay, great. So you can see the majority of the people joining us are joining from the UK. But I mean, from the name, I can already tell that you are either a Nigerian or pretty much an African. La Iba, I hope I pronounced that right, is joining us from UK. Okay, I think I already called you. Victoria, my namesake, is joining from UK Data Science. Purpose is joining from Southampton Business Analyst. Hazel is joining from United Kingdom Product Designer. Collins, Scotland Data Analyst. Amazing. Bradford, that's Mudassar, Data Analyst. Akintayo, UK Business Analyst. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, you could have been doing something else with your time, but you chose to be here with us. So keep it coming. I am still reading all of the intro. Alice is joining from Sheffield. Alice, what are you doing? Or rather, what tech course have you taken already? Right. Okay. Abdullah, Scotland cybersecurity. Amazing. So the reason why this introduction is very important is because I love to get to know the people who are here on the call with me. I love to know that I have prepared for the people that are here on the call and not that I have prepared and I am not exactly speaking to the people that I have. So based on everything so far, based on me getting to know you, your career path and your location, I am definitely prepared for this category of people. Naomi, international business, UK Moses, UK cybersecurity. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us again. So let's get straight into it, right? Like I mentioned, we are focusing on how you can turn an internship into a full-time career. And even if you've not started an internship at all, how do you get started and how do you turn that into a full-time career as an immigrant? And of course, by virtue of the introduction, everyone here is based in the UK or Ireland and the like. So it's amazing to get to meet us. So now, at the start of this, I mentioned that I would love to know where you are. Sorry, I'd love to know the career path that you have already gained skills in. You've taken a course in it, and we have a lot of data scientists, you have a lot of business analysts, we have a lot of data analysts and cybersecurity analysts, right? And as you can see on my screen, these career paths are listed. But like I said, keep the introduction coming. I am still reading them. Right. So majority of us on this call have indicated that we have taken these courses in all of these career paths that we listed in the chat, right? So I would love to know, have you been applying to job and have you gotten a job yet? If you have not gotten a job yet, just give me a thumbs down. If you've gotten a job, give me a thumbs up. Just use the icons, the emoji to indicate. Gilo says no, Moses says no. Okay. So just keep it coming. I would really love. Abdullah says no, he hasn't gotten a job either. Amazing. We've taken these courses in this career paths are added to as well, yet to get this, yet to land a job in this career path. Victoria, okay, Matilda, okay, amazing. amazing that, I prepared for you, not amazing that you've not gotten a job. So please don't quote me wrong, okay? So great. Now, all of us have taken these courses, but we are yet to land a job. And I am sure we are familiar with some of the, rejection terms, like you don't have experience yet, or like you don't have experience working in the UK yet, or we want to see projects that you have worked on. Give me a thumbs up if I'm in line with the rejection messages that you've got to. Like their reasons, right? Oh, you don't have experience in this path. Oh, we want to be sure that you've worked in a UK company under this career path. Oh, have you worked on projects? Can we see your portfolio? What do you have in your portfolio? And, reasons like this. Amazing. So these are familiar phrases that we hear when we get those rejection emails, right? So why is that the case? No experience, local experience in the UK, no project in portfolio. That's the reason. Now, one thing I want you to understand is this session is not just going to address the problem and then we go on and on talking about the problem. No, we are going to, of course, acknowledge the problem, just like we have all, indicated. And then what is the best step? There are steps, but which one is the best step to take in order to get these recruiters to switch from that rejection email that they send us to giving us a congratulatory email, right? How do we go from that person that gets, oh, you don't have experience working in the UK, to that person that not only has experience working in UK companies, but has made impact, right? Has metrics to show for the impact that we have made, right? And have amazing projects that would get recruiters curious. And that is where Amdari comes into the picture. All of these problems that we have listed as reasons why we have not gotten a job yet has been validated, right? And we have come to solve that problem at Amdari by providing you an opportunity for internship with a UK-based company, UK-based organization, right? That would give you an opportunity to work on real-world projects in the career paths that we can see on my screen: data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC analysis, or threat intelligence under cybersecurity, right? Ethical hacking, pen testing under cybersecurity, as well as GRC under cybersecurity. These are the career paths that we are focusing on. And this is because they are the career paths that are currently in high demand, right? They are in high demand, not just in the UK, but across the globe in general, right? So if these career paths are in high demand and you have gone ahead to take a course, you've gotten the skill, you have trained, you've gotten the certificate, and while you were taking this course, you were told, probably when you did your due diligence or when you were trying to enroll, the training company, the boot camp, or even your research online has shown you or had shown you that these career paths are career paths that recruiters are highly hiring for. So why are you still struggling with landing a job if that is the case? We have highlighted some of the reasons, right? How we solve the problem is where Amdari comes into the picture. The problem that a traditional ed tech will not solve for you, which is helping you prepare properly to landing that job in tech. And now, like I said, we will not be addressing the problem alone. We would be looking at the best steps you can take. There are steps, but which steps are the best one you can take and which one would make your journey faster? Because there is a way you can go faster and further, right? So it's not just going and going and going and making progress, but you're actually making significant progress. Now, that's the problem Amdari is solving, and Amdari is the brainchild, the brainwork of amazing co-founders like Ifemena Ipro and Adeza Suleiman. And collectively, they have helped over 8,000 plus professionals transition from a non-tech background into their first tech role, right? We showed you one of many testimonials that we have had so far at Amdari, which is testimonials around people that have gone ahead to trust Amdari and, jump into an internship with us, and they have been able to land their first job in tech. You can still hear me loud and clear. Please give me a thumbs up. You can still hear me. Amazing. Thank you so much, Adetu, Adeola, Ifnaya. So if at any point you are not able to hear me clearly, please do indicate, okay? Thank you, Mudassar and Olainka. Now, like I said, our co-founders have been able to help people transition from non-tech background to tech roles, right? Hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying gain tech skill, no. Transition into their first tech role. So we go beyond just preparing you. Success for us means you land that job. That goal that you have in mind that makes you say, let me get started with Amdari. We make sure that we work with you closely, right, with your dedication to achieve that goal. So now that's Adeza and that's Ifemena, and they have over a decade experience working in the data ecosystem and the tech ecosystem as a whole. And their impact is in the number of people that they have been able to help to land their first job in tech. All right. So moving on now, and this is me, by the way, I almost forgot to introduce myself. So you can already see my name on the screen. My name is Omowunmi Victoria Samson, and I have been able to also help non-technical professionals transition into their first role in tech. My major approach has been through internship placements, right? Internship has worked for me. Internship changed my life, and I will explain how this works for me. So I have been able to use this blueprint that really works for me, that really helped me access global opportunities to help more people get that opportunity as well in tech. All right. So please let me know if there is a background noise coming from me. If there is no background, if there's a background noise, give me a thumbs up. If there is like something interrupting, give me a thumbs up. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Ozzy. So I have my background in software engineering, marketing, product management, as well as tech entrepreneurship. And I'm very, very passionate about human capital development. Any opportunity to help more people get into tech and land their first job, you will see me there. And that is why I am super passionate about the work that we do at Amdari. I see more people joining in, right? It's amazing to have you all join us. Thank you so much for creating out time to join us. I mean, you could have been doing something else, but you are here with us today. Now, this session is not going to be a waste of your time. It is going to be an impactful one, and I will take questions the minute I am done with my session, with everything I have for you today, right? But for people who just joined us, you can go back and watch the replay of this just to get a proper introduction into why Amdari is here and how we can help you. But you are not late. We are just getting started. As you can see on my screen, these are the things that we will be talking about and focusing on. So you are not late at all. You are just right in time. Okay. Now, we would be taking a look at how you can go from being an intern or even starting out as an intern to landing your first role in tech, right? Things that we believe and things that we discovered based on my own experience, things that I believed and things that have actually come to become, a realization for me. And guess what? I will be giving out some, discounts, bonus worth £360 on this call. By virtue of just being on this call with me, you have access to £360 bonus. This is a webinar only bonus, and you will get to hear more about that. £360 bonus. Trust me, if you're in our session last week, you would understand definitely that yes, this bonus is very, very valid. All right. So now, getting straight into the conversation of the day, right? Hunting for a job in the UK. We have all been there. Everybody on this call has attested to the fact that yes, we've heard this, yes, we've heard that as rejection, as reasons why we have not been able to land a job. Either we don't have the projects that show proof that we can do the job, or we don't have experience working in this type of environment, like a familiar environment, or we do not have reference letter from a UK company, right, that can back us up and say that, yes, this person has this skill, this person has performed this task, right? And everything you see in their CV, we attest to the fact that they have done it. You do not have all of this proof, and that has made, hunting for jobs very, very daunting. And it doesn't have to be so. Like I said at the start of this session, we are going to be looking at the best steps, the best approach that can make you go faster and farther, not just steps that can make you move from here to there. No, right? Now, moving on to the conversation of the day. I have gotten to know you all, but I would like to know if this speaks to you directly. just indicate with a thumbs up. Is this a familiar story, right? And by the way, before we proceed, before we forge ahead, guys, please, my colleague Ozichi has been dropping links in the chat, right? For you to fill in the attendance form. Please, please, and please fill the attendance form. This is the way she can send you the link to this session recording, link to this particular slide, right? As well as a job seekers, guide to landing their first job in tech as an immigrant. We have a guide for that. It's like a cheat sheet. And if you would love to have access to that guide, please fill the attendance form. It would not take you so much time, please, right? Okay, so is this familiar? You have a great degree, you've gained certificates after taking courses in tech, but you are still struggling to get a job. Please give me a thumbs up. Like, this speaks to you. And you need to know that you are not alone. You can see from indication that a lot of people have also indicated alongside when I asked earlier that, oh, you've gotten tech skills, but you've not gotten a job. Can you indicate? And quite a number of people indicated, right? So it's not a unique challenge, right? A lot of people are going through the same. Now, you are that person that has been ghosted several times by recruiters. Each time you send in your, job application, you apply for jobs, you just hear crickets, right? No callbacks, no interview invites. It's just crickets, you are ghosted, right? Please give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Akintayo. All right. Thank you, Irabo, Moses. Moses, every story is just something that you are relating with, but that's okay, right? I mean, yeah. So you also have applied to over 100 jobs. Maybe that's exaggerated, or maybe it's not even up to the number of jobs you've applied to, but still no response. It's still similar to being ghosted. You can also give me a thumbs up, right? Now, I have been there, right? But what was the career growth strategy that I used, right? It is purely internship. I keep saying this. When I come on sessions like this and I talk about internship, I am not talking about it because, oh, I have heard people who have gone through it. No, it's what I did myself. Immediately I was done taking my course as a front-end developer. The next thing I did was just, I don't feel ready, right? I didn't feel ready at that point in time. I felt like I need to learn more. But thankfully, I don't know how or where, I was just able to realize that, is there an environment that will help me get there faster, that would make my learning, give me the result that I want? Because it's all learning. Now, after learning, there is a result you want to get at the end of the day. And that result is to land a job. I can't burn my midnight candles, burn my data, spend sleepless nights watching tutorial videos, listening to tech influencers, and I don't have a job. I am doing this for a reason. So if I have gone ahead to spare that time, take a course in an in-demand career path, and I'm still struggling to feel ready, struggling to land a job, then what is the problem? What can I do to help me get this result? Obviously, the fact that I feel that I am not ready is not an invalid feeling, right? It's a valid feeling. Yes, I don't feel ready, but what can I do to learn in a way that I will get results? I will tell us about the RWTP model. I use that. It is a very, in fact, you can type it on Google. It is a very, very valid approach. And I will break it down for you, right? And I recommend you use it as well. It works for me. It will work for anybody. It has worked for people, right? And it will work for anybody. We'll get there. So I was able to go from, realizing that I need to change my mode of learning, right? I need to put myself in that environment that would make my learning faster. I don't know how that miracle is going, because it felt like miracle, right? Because I was just always feeling like I wasn't ready. And I had different things that I believed before. My certifications alone would make me competitive. Did you ever, think that going to a boot camp, getting the certificate means getting a job? Honestly, that was my belief. Did you think the same? Please give me a thumbs up. Like, okay, I just need to take the course with a reputable training company and then start applying to jobs. That, oh, guys, I have taken a course as a data scientist. I've taken a course as a cybersecurity professional, and I am ready. Like, you are that, confident that, yes, I can go ahead and apply to jobs, right? So moving on, I felt that was all I needed. And by the time I was done taking that certification, I tell you what, I realized that I was not ready. And then another thing I believed was, oh, I just need to listen to tech influencers. All of the different influencers that we have online that talk about different tech courses that you should take. We have quite a number of them online, right? We have the ones for data on LinkedIn, right? I'm sure you guys will be familiar with names like maybe Favor Ibude, Jessica, etc. We have quite a number. By the way, Favor Ibude is one of our mentors at Amdari for internship, right? So we have a lot of people like that you would, listen to, you would hear different things. But I promise you one thing, right? And this thing was something I realized during my internship. It's that it's just like when you're in secondary school and you're taking it and you're giving classwork or just your normal, class assessment, not your test, not your actual exam. And you realize that this is way simpler and easier than the actual exam. The actual exam is where you have to apply BODMAS. In class, it's just 1 plus 1. That's 2. 2 times 2, that's 4. But when you get to the exam point, that's when you have to apply BODMAS. That's when you have to look for Y or X. And that's where you start applying the Y, the X, etc. and all that. It is the same thing with searching for job in the job market. It is the same thing. And no matter what these tech influencers tell you, what you will discover is only when you put yourself in that realistic environment. Because it's like everything is theoretical. Even when you listen to tech influencers, it is still theoretical. It's not like what they are telling you is a lie. It's just not even half of the reality, right? So there is a lot you would learn when you are in that environment that allows you to do while you are learning, right? You're learning, you're applying. We will get to that, like I said. Another thing I believe was that I'll get the job first before I can build experience. Like I mentioned, before my internship, taking the course, I just felt, yeah, so once I'm just done, I'll just take the next course and I will proceed to, I'll just take the course and proceed to applying to jobs. But I realized that I was not ready, right? I was not ready to even land the job because what do I have to show for it? The pages that I've built, the web pages that I built, they were so sharp. They are not things that I'm proud of today. They're not things that I'm proud of today, but of course, humble beginnings. I'm still proud of that, right? But when you look at those things that you built, you will just laugh, right? So I realized that a generic, or rather, I believe that a generic CV was what's going to get me hired. Like, I used to work as a sales rep. So now I want to transition into cybersecurity. I can have everything there and I can just apply. That's generic. Your sales rep history is there. Maybe you worked as what's that career path that I can mention again? Maybe you worked in procurement. That's also, but now you want to transition into being a cybersecurity professional. And you still have all of those generic career paths that are not even speaking to this new field that you are transitioning into. And you still have them on your CV. ATS is going to scan and it's scanning for something, keywords, tools, but then you have things you did as a sales rep. It is not applicable in this case. So the ATS will not shortlist you, even when the recruiter themselves are the ones scanning, right? And checking to see how many people you have, how many things you've done in this career path. And they just keep seeing sales, they just keep seeing product designer, and you're applying to be a data analyst. They only see sales rep, product designer, web developer. You've done all that. How am I going to see you as that person that would do the job as a data analyst when I don't have any record of you on your CV that you've done it before, right? Then the recruiter would move on because remember, you are not the only one applying for this job, right? So all of these were my belief, and also that my transferable skill would be enough. Like I said, considering the fact that, oh, I have worked in this capacity, I've worked in that capacity. Another thing that I believed was my home country experience was okay for me to land that job. But I realized that having a UK experience, a local experience, don't even let me say UK alone, local to the country that you are in, because we have some people in Ireland here, right? The experience that is, local to that place, a reference letter from a recruiter from that place, right? These are things that my perspective had to change for me to realize. So what did I discover? Certification is not equal to skill mastery. skill mastery. It's one thing to know how to use a tool. It's another thing to be a master of that tool, right? So hiring managers want to see proof of execution, right? Have you worked in a real life scenario? Have you reported to stakeholders? Because trust me, they want to be able to envision how you would translate all of that past experience into what you are doing for them here and right now, or what you will do for them if they go ahead to hire you. Because bear in mind, they will be paying you salary. They want to get something in return, which is value and impact from your end. Coming in as an intern, you will not be able to do that from the get-go, right? You will not be able to do that. Being an intern simply means learning on the job. Recruiters want someone they don't have to micromanage, someone that will hit the ground running from day one. So coming in as an intern is learning on the job. It will be understood that yes, this person is still trying to gain mastery. But how do you learn on the job when nobody would hire you? That's what we'll be addressing. Local experience is also very, very relevant, right? It matters a lot. I had to discover that as well. And then a UK style CV and profile is very, very important. Would we'll get into how that works out as well, right? So I discovered that referrals and communities unlock hidden job market opportunities. Trust me, I have gotten jobs just only by referral. It's like the next place I work, I make new friends and I have my community. And the next referral is coming from that colleague that I worked with. And the next referral is coming from that. I cannot remember the last time I really, really applied to land a job. Like I cannot remember the last time. Getting here was referral. People that I worked with here, people that I worked with there, right? Being at Amdari, trust me, referral from a friend that I met at the very early stage of my career. And that was the person that introduced me to the co-founders of Amdari. And then we started Amdari when Amdari had no team member, right? It was just me and them. And how did they get to know me? I was referred to them years ago, right? And we started working on other projects. So you don't know what referral will do. And relationship goes very, very far, right? Relationship goes very, very far. So I didn't apply with my CV to get into Amdari. It was another job that I got immediately after my internship, right? One of the, global opportunity access and the likes, which we will get to, how that exact strategy worked out for me, right? So honestly, referrals are very, very important. And you cannot make industry friends without being in an environment that has people that are doing what you're doing, right? And then moving on, another thing I got to discover was the fact that internships and work samples or projects would help you build credibility faster. Again, this is coming from my own personal experience and something that I've seen play out in numerous situations. When there is proof of something that you've done before, you would not be interviewed. I was not interviewed by Efemena or Adeza even before we started Amdari. Yes, we started Amdari together, but the first project that got me introduced to them, I didn't do any interview. They just needed to see what I had done. That was all. And because that referral alone, the person that referred me, right? So, and this is as far back as 5 years, 4 years ago. No, five actually, or 4. Yeah, so it's as far back as that. And we started Amdari when last year. And you can imagine how the relationship. So do not underestimate the power of relationship. Do your job, right, in a great way, and you will be indispensable. So please, we are not just talking about being an intern on this session today. We're not just talking about how you can land that job. We're talking about how you will be that person that would always be valuable anywhere you find yourself. I mean, how do we survive? It's through jobs. How do we survive? It's through income. So if you have an opportunity to be amazing at what you do, please go all out, right? You never can tell when the next referral that will change your life will come from, right? So, and the relationship you build with your co-workers, don't say, oh, we are all colleagues, I don't have anything to prove to anybody. You have a lot to prove to fellow co-workers when they know that you are so hot, you are good at what you do. Or when they go to another place, they would remember you and recommend you either to their bosses or to somebody that knows somebody that needs what you do, right? Your type of skills. So another thing I discovered was that nobody reads your CV without looking out for traction and impact, right? They are looking for impact. They are looking for metrics. So you don't want to be under a company or work on a project rather. You don't want to work on a project randomly that would not translate to metrics, right? Real world metrics, real world impact. Are these actual projects? Are these for real companies? Are you making actual impact, right? All of this, having all of this backing with reference letter or recommendation letter from those actual companies that you intend with is just one thing that will propel you, right? The last thing I'll talk about here is the fact that projects speak louder. And like I mentioned, it's beyond just working on random projects. It's working on projects that equals something important, right? And I'm sure we've heard this so many times. You need UK experience to get a UK job. Have you heard that? I don't like, assuming, right? Even though this is backed by data, this is backed by personal experience, I still do not like assuming. So you've heard, oh, you need UK experience to get a UK job. Your home country experience doesn't count. Oh, the experience you've gotten working in Nigeria is not enough. You still need, exactly. Now, how will you get that experience if nobody is going to hire you? It is a paradox, right? It's a catch-22. But now, let's see let data show us the best approach to doing this, right? They tell you you need UK experience. I love working with data, right? It's important that we use what has happened before to really test our assumptions so that everything we are talking about is trusted, right? So it's important. Now, why do most roles require experience? It is simply because you will get to demonstrate a stronger technical skill. Remember what I said about mastery. Practice makes perfect, right? Now, when you have done it before, there is high chance that you have retained a high level of information by virtue of the rate of information that we are able to retain after taking or after learning something for the first time. Under 24 hours, the retention level or rate drops, and in 30 days, the retention rate is going to drop to about 10 to 20. Right? But in the first 24 hours, you still have like 90% retention rate because you have just consumed that information. But without practice, without actual application of that information that you have learned, you will be the retention level is going to drop to a 20%. So how do you retain a stronger technical skill? How do you achieve mastery? It is when you do. And the experience gives you that because it places you in an environment. Let me call it a safe environment where you can make mistakes. That's internship. A safe environment when you can test and make mistakes and get guidance. It is internship. An actual work environment, you cannot be making mistakes over and over. They're expecting you to come in with results. They're expecting to see a turnaround in your role. So maybe the first month they will pardon you. Second month, what's going on, right? They expect you to have achieved a certain level of impact. So an experience that you're bringing on board will give them that confidence that you can do it. It would also show the high quality of your work. Again, the fact that you've done it before, you have made mistakes. You've been in an environment that allowed you to test and test on realistic projects, right? On actual, that environment again is internship. You can make mistakes. You'll be Stephanie, why are you tearing up? Okay, so you will be in an environment that gives you that opportunity to make mistakes. This will allow you to build a high quality of work. When you go in for an interview, what you are communicating psychologically to these people by virtue of the fact that you have experience and you are bringing it on board is that you will be bringing on board high quality work. Another reason this is important is you will be able to work independently. Nobody will micromanage you, right? Everybody is busy. You are that person that already takes initiative. You are that person that already is proactive. You will be valuable. I don't think anybody wants to land a job today and get fired tomorrow. No, that's not the case. You want to be valuable. But when you have to be using that actual job to test and make mistake and test and make mistake, I don't think they would have patience for more than a month, right? That's why they prioritize experience. You need to put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter sometimes, right? You're a startup founder, you have a company, you need people to come and help you move your company to the next level. You would not want to hire people that will be using your job to test, right? You would want people that would help you achieve the dream. You can't do it alone. If I start my company alone today, I will not be able to do anything like cybersecurity because I am not a cybersecurity person. I'll be able to build my website, of course. I'll be able to build my mobile app, of course. But can I do anything regarding the security and safety of my platform, let's even assume it's a fintech company, I will not be able to do that, right? So I need people that can do it. So if I'm bringing on board somebody that will be testing on the job, what happens to people's data, right? This person has not done it before. So it's very important for us to put ourselves in the shoes of these recruiters. You will be able to communicate the fact that you have stronger behavioral skills because you worked in a team, right? And you have worked with people. This is what experience helps you to achieve, right? And we can see from data again that 100%, one thing that experience allows you to have is the fact, or rather, the number of people that have been able to get job is with experience, right? Is around if you have like, let's say, 1 year experience, about 36% of them have been able to get jobs, right? The people that have not been able to get that have been able to get jobs without experience is just 6%. What are the odds that you will be that person? Right? What are the odds that, okay, yeah, luck will smile on me, I'll be one of the 6%. So data has backed it up that at least 3 months experience, right? 94% of people have been able to get jobs, because let's take out the 6% that got job without experience. The remaining 94% either have 3 months experience, 6 months experience, 1 year, or even 3 years experience before they got hired for those jobs. And I have mentioned the reason why people don't get jobs is lack of the required years of experience, lack of the required technical skill. We all have agreed that yes, this is something that we have, heard before. Lack of the required soft skill and the likes. So, what do you do to avoid being rejected when you apply to jobs, right? It is for you to take up an opportunity that gives you access to properly test in a safe environment. Internship. Testing in a safe environment simply means you are learning by doing. You have somebody that guides you. Even if you want to call it micromanage, I mean, anything that helps you grow faster, right? You have all of this. Now, how did I go from being a local talent to being a global talent, right? Going from working with Nigerian companies, with landing a job in the UK and even Canada, right? One thing I did was I did not proceed to, getting more and more certificates when I had that feeling of, oh, I don't think I am ready yet. I don't feel ready yet. When I was having that feeling, one thing I did was I need to do more. And I think I need to switch up how I am learning, right? I think I need to switch up the mode of learning. Is there something that would help me? And then I went ahead to, get proof that I had worked in a similar environment. I have gained experience working in a similar organization, a similar environment, a similar country, right? And I can do your job because I am familiar. I went ahead to gain internship experience. This really gave me the opportunity to test and test and test. And remember something I said, during your internship, you are able to test while working. Now, when I started out doing my internship as a front end, we were given websites to build. They were not for real companies at that time. I was interning with an actual company and they were giving me, it was even on site. It was not remote, right? I had to go to the office every day. In fact, it was supposed to be 3 days in a week. But I guess the type of person I am, I said, no, don't worry, I'll come every day. I went every day, right? I was going to the office. I was already treating myself as a full-time person, even though it was just for me to gain experience. And that really helped me go very fast. That really helped me. So we worked on some projects, and 3 months later, we were ready to start working on actual projects, right? And we worked on the first client's project. I kid you not, that project was supposed to take us about 2 months, to be honest. After the UI designer was done, it was supposed to take us 2 months. Bear in mind, it was just like, okay, it was 2 months into my internship that we worked on this project. And this project took us about 6 months to finish building because we were interns. Our team leader at that time had to like take it up, like, okay, you guys are still learning. So that's one thing, and it is understood, right, that you are still learning. So a lot of mistakes you would make would be excused. That's because you need to work on this to be ready, to be job ready. Now, this model that really helped me in the course of this internship, and the thing that was like a mindset shift for me that made me go ahead to apply for internship was that I needed to switch up the mode of my learning. I mentioned that there is a mode called RWTP, which is read, watch, test, and practice. And what is this? Read. That is when you are absorbing foundational concepts, when you are doing your training in a boot camp, on YouTube, Coursera, Udemy, any platform that you're using at all. Read is the point where you are doing all of this. Watch is also when you are watching the tutorial videos on YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, or any bootcamp that you have applied in, like analytics and the likes, right? This is where you get to watch. So you read to know more about the foundational concept. You watch to see how it is done. Note, you are not practicing yet, you are watching. This is the typical approach of a normal and traditional training. This is the typical model. Now, where you switch it up is where you test in a safe environment. Like I said, apply the knowledge you have gained in a controlled, low-risk environment. An environment that allows you to make mistakes, because low risk again means if you make that mistake, there is that support to quickly correct it. Like what happened when I was doing my internship, right? We would prepare the website, we are ready to do our presentation, we get in to present the work we've done, then that's when one bug from somewhere, we make it look like you have not been working, and the entire website will look messed up. Feels like your CSS is not even working and it's just HTML that you have displayed when you've actually worked on the cascaded styling and everything is in place, right? So what am I trying to say? When you are able to test in a low-risk environment, you are not putting the company at any risk of costing them so much. Internship gives you that. An actual organization is not low risk. They have real clients, they have real businesses, they are pumping money into their business. So it's either you are coming in to impact the company or you are not ready. That's just it. So low risk is that environment that allows you to test and apply your knowledge in a controlled manner. Controlled because you have a team lead that would manage and guide you. The other aspect, which is the last one, and that's practice, is how you now end up mastering all of this that we are talking about through the actual real world repetitive approach. Please, repetition. In fact, I should have put that in like bold and colored it. Repetition, continuous practice is what makes you master something. And that was what I said earlier, that our information retention after like 30 days when we are not practicing is 20%. You cannot go into an interview with that. That's just 30 days. And I know a lot of people that I have interacted with in the course of this experience that have gone ahead to tell me over and over again that, oh, I have taken the course 6 months ago. Have you ever practiced? Oh, no, it was just the capstone project that we did when I was taking the course. That was 6 months ago. Some people would say 1 year ago. Please, if this is like something familiar to you, can you give me a thumbs up? Like, oh, I took the course 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 1 year ago. I've not gotten a job. How do I practice? Remember, the information you've been able to accumulate is going to drop, right? Because you've not practiced. It's not because you are, not smart or intelligent. No, it's just pure cognitive, limitation. It's just pure cognitive limitation. There is just enough that we can retain if we don't repetitively practice, right? So this is the approach that worked for me, and this is the approach that would work for anybody, right? When you are in that controlled environment that allows you to continuously practice something that you have learned. And when you gain mastery, trust me, that is the only way you can confidently defend yourself in an interview, because confidence is another thing. In an interview, the way you respond to their questions, the way you approach all of their questions is what will tell them the scope of your knowledge. And again, I want to already start in, it's just like, oh, in a relationship, you want to either ask a girl out or, propose to somebody. You are already picturing your life with that person. So it's the same thing. It's a relationship with your recruiter. So they need to already start seeing how you would bring that value on board. If they can't see it and you're not painting that picture for them, they will not think you are qualified. So you need to paint that picture. And the only way you can paint that picture is if you live that actual reality, right? Now, moving on. How did I become a global talent? What did I do? I applied the RWTP approach, and then I was now extra intentional about it. I made sure that I was plugging myself into UK organizations, right? And one thing I did, immediately I was done with my first internship, right? I was good and ready to go. But I did not just want to, that early, just slot myself into any organization. Immediately after my internship, I kid you not, I landed a job with a UK organization, right? A UK organization that also still has a branch in Nigeria. That was one thing I did that period. That was already making me a global talent. That was my initial entry point. So if you now have an opportunity from the get-go from your internship that gives you that opportunity to intern with a UK-based company, by all means, please take that advantage. So what I did, I built my portfolio during my internship. And then I used this portfolio that was solid to apply to a job like on a very, junior level to a UK company. It was like entry point for me. I just needed access. And I had a portfolio that was good enough to give me that needed access. And bear in mind what I said. I was only expected to come for internship 3 times in a week, but I went every day. I was extra intentional. While we are saying all this, please, if you have not filled the attendance form, kindly do so. We will send the recording of this session to you. We'll also send the slides from this session to you, and I will be attaching it with the job guide, job seekers guide, your cheat sheets to how you can position yourself and land a job fast. Now, after working with all of this, after working on as an intern and then getting a job with a UK company, the next thing I did was to start sharing impact. I was making impact in my role. I was posting it on LinkedIn. I was making impact in my role. I was being very strategic about it, right? To be honest, I was being very strategic. So you need to understand how to penetrate. So immediately after my internship, I needed to penetrate a UK company. I did that. And then all of the work I was doing there, I was posting it. I was already positioning myself. So it didn't just happen because I applied to 100 jobs. And that's why, I got that job that time. And ever since that job, I promise you, I have not had any reason to fill any application form, submit somewhere, because somehow at that point in time, when it's time for me to level up, when it's time to go, I am already doing some form of, positioning again, and somebody is recommending me, right? It's always like that, and the recommendation will just always come. And as long as you keep working on yourself, right, and you know your goals, there is a way you would always find, that next opportunity to grow and fly. So I didn't, become a global talent or land a job with a UK company or Canada company by just applying to 100 jobs. I just had to flip the strategy, which was what I did. I applied for internship with a UK company. Remember what I said with the junior level entry? Because I remember when I did the whole application and everything, I just said, it's either you mentor me or I work with you or something, or even intern with you. I just approached that job application with that. And then I showed them what I had done, places where I had, done speaking engagement, and an internship pattern that will give you an opportunity to also have speaking engagements like that. So, like I said, this really helped me out, right? So moving on, let's not forget that I said there is a £360 bonus at the end of this session. So if you're still here with us, amazing, and it is so great to still have you here with us. If you're yet to fill our attendance form, please do so, right? Because one of the best ways to also claim this £360 bonus for being on this call today is also when we have your details and you filled this attendance form and we are able to reach out to you, right? To take advantage of this £360 webinar only bonus. Now, why do you need UK work experience as an immigrant? Okay, Ilesomi says the link is not opening. That's strange. Please try opening it again. My colleague will drop it again for you. Now, why is it important for you to have UK experience as an immigrant? Employers want to know you can thrive in their market. And by virtue of what you've done before in a similar environment, you are painting that picture already. They will be convinced that you can do it. They will be confident, right, that they can give you a trial. But if you don't have a picture to paint, if you don't have a story to tell, how do they say that this person can really do the job, right? The other aspect is the fact that you have worked on a UK-based project. It's way better than just saying, oh, this is my certificate, right? And I got it from one edtech company in the UK, one edtech company in Canada. No, it's not enough. It's not proof that you can do it. it's just proof that you have taken the course. How about mastery that you only get after continuous application, repetitive application, right? The confidence you gain from competence, right? How do you display that in an interview? It's when you have worked on actual projects, right? And you've made impact. So there is also the aspect of having UK-based reference. I mentioned the fact that if you have the backing of some employers from a UK company, hiring managers would see that, okay, he has worked with people like us, people who own companies in our environment, right? They will be able to trust that. It's one of the things you get with Amdari. Reference letter comes with the internship. Now, another very important thing is that everybody would always say, I am open to work. And I always say one thing, in the job market, you are not applying alone. And it is not just about you and recruiters. It is about you and the other people applying, the other people in the job market as yourself, right? So now, if you are in the job market with other people, do you know that there are some people that are either better or as good as you, or they've come to this knife fight, right, with gun and different things, right? So how do you go all out? How do you prepare? How do you use every tool in your arsenal to be that person? Because you are not competing against yourself. You are not competing. You are not here alone. There are a lot of other people in this job market. How do you stand out, right? All you have to do is to make sure that you have a relevant experience, metrics on your CV, right? And proof that you've worked with a UK company and you have reference letter to back it up. And then employers are also more open to sponsoring someone they already see as plugged in. How do you plug yourself in? Remember what I said? I plugged myself in immediately after my first internship. My first internship lasted for 6 months, right? I am still a junior. It wasn't paid. So I wasn't any money. So the first job I got was with a UK-based company because I plugged myself in, right? I was already penetrating even from Nigeria, right? I was already penetrating. So how do you plug yourself in? How do you make yourself that person, right? And that is the place of, making sure that, yes, I am just starting out, but I need to be strategic. And when you do that, it's easier for you to get a visa sponsorship job, right? And I mentioned earlier that collectively, our founders at Amdari have been able to help quite a number of professionals, over 8,000, not just transition into tech, but land their first job. And I am talking visa sponsorship jobs in the mix, not just any job, right? So it is important, very important for us to understand the place of UK work experience and the fact that I mentioned this earlier, right? And I will not stop emphasizing on the importance that comes with community, right? Work experience, which you can get fast through internship, will lead to Slack invites, LinkedIn tags, and job referrals. That job was the only time I applied for a job. The rest were referrals. Oh, I would be referred here. Oh, I would be referred there. I'll be, and the story is I can't cover my entire story because I am always just strategic. Like, oh, the next one like this, it's either I'm already positioning or I'm doing this. Or, you get? So it always works out. So how do you make sure that you find yourself in that community that would help you with referrals, that would help you know the next opportunity that is out there? It is only through playing the long-term game. And internship and work experience can give you that, right? Now, doing internship and gaining experience with a UK-based business will be an asset to your CV and portfolio, right? And you will be able to position yourself as that person. Yes, I am an immigrant, but I can do the job because I have worked in a familiar environment. Now, what you should look out for in an internship. Remember what I said at the start of this session. This is not to show you steps. This is to show you steps that work, effective steps, right? That will make you go faster and further, right? Now, you need to look for a remote-friendly and friendly internship that is also flexible with your shift jobs in case you have a shift job. Or even if you don't have a shift job, what you have is a career. You have your 9 to 5, you are working somewhere, and you need this to be very flexible with your current schedule. How do you go about it? The internship has to be remote flexible. And Dari does that for you, right? Now, another thing is that internship that makes your profile globally competitive. Remember what I said. about the importance of plugging in, right? Plugging in and working on impactful projects, real world projects, things that would allow recruiters see you as very, very okay. Please, can anyone still hear me? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, thank you, Marie. Okay, I think some people said, okay, Tina says, Omo, I can't hear you clearly. Please, if you can adjust your mic. Okay, could it be your network, Tina? Yeah, I think Ozzy already responded. I think it's your network, Tina. So sorry about that. I actually skipped that message. I didn't see. But please, can you check again? I think everybody else has me. So yeah, like I said, right? Thank you, Peter. So what's that opportunity that really makes your that makes your profile very globally competitive, right? Look out for internships like that. Also, community support. Thank you so much. Community support from fellow immigrants. You can get that when you are in an environment where everybody is speaking the same language, everybody has your mindset, everybody is pursuing, the same goal as you. Chances are they would have information that would be helpful to you, right? I've, used my own case as an example over and over in this conversation today, how it's always been referrals. It's always been somebody that knows somebody that needs somebody that can do what I can do, right? It is, there is no competition amongst us. I can't have 20 jobs. I already have my job. If I hear of the next opportunity that somebody says, hi, Omowunmi, I need a web developer. Do you have anybody in your community? Remember that I am a web developer. It doesn't mean I'll tell the person, oh, I'm here. I am already busy with something. I will recommend the next person in my community. And it is always like that. I have referred quite a number of people already. So how are you going to find yourself in that environment? Note that when we started this conversation, I said, where are we all joining from? And everybody is joining from UK, Ireland, UK, Scotland, UK, Ireland. That is already a community of immigrants. So if right now your community of immigrants have been people from either church or your place of worship like mosque or your environment, right now this is an opportunity to have a professional community in the UK. This is an opportunity to have so it's not limited to your place of worship, mosque, church. It's not limited to other maybe places. It's way beyond that now. Professionals in your space, in your field, tech as a whole, right? You saw that, okay, when we started this session, we had cybersecurity professionals, data professionals, spanning across science, analytics, and engineering. We have, business analysts and the likes, right? So this is even making it broader, right? So this gives you an opportunity to properly grow your community. And also that there is the opportunity that points you towards career transformation. So what is that internship that will help you with that? Revamping your CV, giving you mentors in your field, people that would help you know where to look for the next opportunity and the likes. Who is, where can you find this platform? And that is where Amdari comes in. Of course, we have a lot of internship platforms, as you can see on my screen, right? We have 10,000 Black interns, target jobs, prospects, we have milk rounds, student jobs, we have rate my placements, we have read.co.uk, monster, total jobs, etc. Now, all of these jobs collectively, you can find everything from Ambari, right? And by everything, I think searching for internship on all of these platforms would not even come with the total package that comes with the internship at Ambari, which I will get to, right? The total package that comes with the internship at Ambari helps you with your career transformation, your CV revamp, your personal branding as a professional, community of immigrants in the tech space, right? And also a job board that allows you to apply to as many jobs as possible, and even interview prep and a lot of other things like that. So what are those jobs that get immigrants hired in the UK? Let's look at that. And trust me, they are career paths that you all have already listed. Trust me. That's why at the start of this session, I said, I want to know if I am speaking to my people, right? I want to know if the people I prepared this session for are the people on this call with me today. And it's so glad to know that that's the case. What are those jobs that recruiters are hiring for? Now, according to research that we did on LinkedIn's job posting, Indeed job posting, and all of the job posting on these platforms, right? We've been able to do our data analysis and discover some career paths that are in high demand based on ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and high and rewarding salary. And what are these career paths? They are business analysis, agile project management, data analytics, data science, data engineering, SOC analysis, pen testing, GRC, or okay, I think that's everything, right? These are the career paths that are in high demand. Which of these career paths are you already in? If your career path is not here, give me a thumbs down. If your career path is here, give me a thumbs up. So this is already telling you that you are on the right path. Thank you, Naya and Kurabo. Amazing, amazing. Oh, sadly, Melody's career path is not here. That's so sad, Melody. All right. Thank you, Elisheva. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you. So yes, these are the career paths that are in high demand in the UK and that recruiters are hiring for. So if you're already here, you are on the right track. This is a report from Future of Jobs, right? And you can see that these jobs were listed as new jobs that will be relevant, right? And you can see the cybersecurity part, data analytics, data engineering, business analysis, agile project management, data. Okay, I've mentioned all these ones. Financial analytics is also here. So, if these are the career paths, how do you now gain experience in the best way possible? That is by making sure that your technical skill and experience is on point, right? And then your employability skill is on point. How do you get this in order to land a job offer? And Dari really, really helps you with that, right? And like I said, we get right into the system that helps you, thrive. And that's the system that is already built to help you, right? Which gives you experience, and that translates to value delivered on your CV. That translates to value delivered when you go in for interviews. That translates to value delivered in your in your profession as someone who is just starting out. Now, how does this work out exactly? Amdari has created that environment, that low risk environment, right? That gives you support, that controlled environment that allows you to work on real business projects, right? Where you also have guidance. Remember, I said low risk, right? Controlled environment, as well as remote friendly, that gives you that opportunity to work on real world projects in a team, not in isolation, right? Not by watching videos. No, now you get to apply, you get to test, you get to practice consistently for as long as 6 months, right? For as long as 3 months. This environment allows you to work with a team, in some cases, cross-functional teams, right? You brainstorm on the business challenge that our business partners, and these business partners are businesses in the UK, US, or Canada, and Ireland as well, right? These businesses give us their business challenge, which they know that we are adapting for, purposes of work experience for our interns, right? Then we assign these projects to you. You work with it in your team during a project briefing. That's where you get to meet this business and the stakeholders, right? It's during your project briefing. You get to meet the business, know the business challenge, what you and your team are meant to work on, and you work together as a team. By the time you have your solution, you get to present it. Bear in mind that during project execution, on a day-to-day, you are already getting feedback from your team lead. Oh, I think you can fix this. So before the grand presentation day, maybe 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, depending on the scope of the project and how long it will take, you've already gotten feedback and you are improving as you go, right? So while you're executing your project, you are jumping into stand-up meetings, which can be 2 or 3 times in a week, right? So you are jumping into meetings, your team lead is checking, okay, what have you done? Where are you? Are you stuck? Do you need any feedback? Do you need guidance? No, not do you need feedback. You obviously need feedback, right? But guidance and everything that can be done to make you get better. All right. That is what this whole project execution, stand-ups, and all of that means. Then you present, and by the time you present, this is value to your CV. Remember, what you're presenting is something that has been approved. You have solved a problem, and I'll give us an instance. You are a business analyst. There is this business that is having this challenge of, people dropping off at the point of checkout. What could be the problem? As the business analyst, you check the processes. Oh, I think maybe the sign up, or rather the checkout process is too stressful for these guys. We have a lot of questions there. Can we reduce it? You have gone ahead to do that. Most likely you've worked with the data analyst, right? The data analyst also brings up maybe historical data. Yes, people drop off at this point and that point. You guys are already discussing this during meetings. You guys are already doing unit presentation bit by bit, brainstorming as a team, right? Now, what do we need to do? The business analyst and the data analyst are probably giving a recommendation to the business. Oh, can we go ahead and shorten the sign-up flow, right? Let's reduce the question, or rather the checkout. Let's reduce the question. That's where the UI UX designer comes into the picture. The UI UX designer is assigned to design a mock-up, right? Now, the project manager needs to manage this entire process to make sure that this new checkout needs to go live before our next Black Friday sale. And our next Black Friday sale is happening in 9 days' time. That's about a week plus, right? So this project is about a week project or 2 weeks project. Let's give it 2 weeks because we need to test, we need to approve, right? Now, the project manager will manage the entire process of this. The UI designer has been assigned. The UI designer goes ahead, shorten the checkout flow and presents it to the team. Also, according to the feedback, this is the new checkout page. And you all check, bear in mind, this UI designer is already presenting. And this is still project execution phase, right? You guys are still, executing the task. You all check it. Oh, yeah, I think this is fine. You all give the feedback. If there is a major feedback from your team lead, of course, they will give it there. You all approve that, yes, we can work with this. And then the developer develops it. The project manager intern at Andari is still managing this process, bear in mind. The developer develops it and it is, launched, right? You deploy it, and now before Black Friday, the what's it called now? The website is live and customers can use it. And after that, probably you do your analysis again, and yes, indeed, now you have more checkouts because the questions have reduced. Can you see the flow? Now you all have done that, and you will come out to prevent it. Finally, it has gone live. This is what's added to your CV, your contribution, right, in the capacity. So as the PM, I worked on this. As the BA, this is what I did. As the data analyst, this is what I did, right? Please give me a thumbs up if you understand the flow that I just broke down. This is the approach of working in a team, a cross-functional team, and on projects at Amdari, right? Now, you add this to your CV and you also add it to your LinkedIn. This is what we do when we revamp your CV for you. So when I say, oh, we revamp your CV, this is the impact that you have made that our employability specialist will help you revamp your CV with. So you'll be working with an employability specialist in the course of your internship. Your employability specialist is a different person, not your team lead, not me, right? Not Ozzy, my colleague on the call. No, it's someone separate. Her name is Amina. That's the person who you work with who revamps your CV, right? So this is how we are helping you. And then you've made this impact. Your internship is over. Amazing. You request for reference letter even before the end of your internship. We played a testimonial earlier that I will also play shortly, where one of our interns was talking about how she has landed a job, right? A senior role, right? And this person requested for reference letter while in the program. She started in November. She's going to be done with her internship this May, right? She will be done this May. She has already gotten a job. And it's not just her. That's how we have people who have gotten jobs. So your reference letter is not when you are done. You can request for it anytime. But it is still available for you to request for, even after 2 years, in the course of 2 years, rather. In the course of 2 years, you can still request for this reference letter. So this is the approach of the internship. And I'll play the testimonial for us real quick. So I have broken down the process of you working with a team, right, in the course of this internship at Ambari, where someone like Amaka, in this case now, who is a data analytics consultant. By the way, we don't put intern on your CV, we put consultants on your CV, all right? So Amaka, who is working with us as a data analytics consultant during her internship, she has been given a task, right, during a project briefing. And the task simply needs them to, or rather, not even a task, it's a project briefing, right? They have this project briefing session. She meets the team lead, she meets the stakeholder from the business, and she gets introduced to the challenge of that business, a startup in Ireland. Remember what I said, that the businesses you work with, are either located in Ireland or located in the UK, right? So she works with there is this startup in Ireland that is struggling to understand why their customer churn rate has increased by 27% over the last quarter, right? And her task is to use data to uncover the reasons and recommend actionable strategies to reduce churn. Now, the industry is new terrain for Amaka. She has never worked, right, in the subscription-based tech sector before. Now, she needs to get straight into work and do her research, right? She dives in, does industry research, works with her mentor, her team lead, and everybody to understand the problem. And by the time she's done this, she moves on to her team. Remember, they are all working together as a team, by the way. You all deliberate, work on, the perspective and approach you would use to solve this problem. And since she has the team member from across UK. Again, imagine everybody on this call today signs up for internship. You already saw the introduction. Everybody is joining from the UK, Ireland, UK, Scotland, right? So you have your team now. You guys work together on this project and you arrive at a solution, right? And that is what you get to present to the team lead. So I don't want to keep going into detail of this breakdown, so I don't take too much time. So this is the flow of how you work together as a team. And by the time you are done, you get to present what you have worked on. Now, these are some of the interns that we have helped. Some, by the way, like I said, right? Not just, not all of them. Now, I would like us to listen to a couple of them, like Andrew. I know at the start of the session, we played the video from Nimat and a couple of them, but let's just play two videos, right? Let's play one video from one of our interns. So let me just quickly share this. Yeah, so let's hear from one of our interns real quick. So just let me know if you can hear clearly just give, the minute I play it, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear her. This is someone that has gotten a job after the internship. One of the people that have gotten a job, not after, she would be done this month, but she has already gotten a job, right? So she got it in the course of the internship. So everybody so far that has gotten a job after, in the course of the internship did not get it after the internship. So let's quickly play this.
Hi everyone, my name is Lola and I'm here to share my experience as a data analyst. I started out my training with analytics, where I got to learn extensively skills that I needed to upskill and also the tools that I needed to be a seasoned data analyst. And based off on that experience, I moved on to becoming an intern with Dari. And what informed my decision was the fact that we would be given live projects to work on, real life projects to work on, and also a lot of tools that I haven't come across or used in my daily work. And it's been a very good experience. It's been great. It's been challenging because it is pretty much like a second job, and it would push you to actually do better. It's been fun. I've gotten to meet a lot of people. We have teams, we have daily stand-up meetings, we have mentorship sessions where we get to work on our CVs and just learn about the job market, use different tools, hear from other people and learn from them also. And also we have great mentors that would always be there for us whenever we needed help with anything. Overall, it's been a really awesome experience. And I started in November last year, and right now I have landed myself a senior role in procurement, and it was the training I got from Andari and also analytics actually helped me and set me apart to give me the exposure that I needed to get the role. I would encourage everyone out there that wants to go this line and take this opportunity to actually go for it, as it would help a lot and to give you the experience that you need. And thank you guys.
Okay, so please give me a thumbs up if you heard everything she said. Amazing. Thank you, Ifunaya. All right, awesome. So this is how we've been able to help not just Damilola, but quite a number of them, as you can see on my screen, right? Because of time, if we have more time, I'll play more videos for us. But I want us to be able to ask questions, right? That's why I will just hold on now that I've played one video. If time permits, I would play more videos for us. So Dari is not just helping you gain the experience, but to set you apart, just like Damilola said, right? We set you apart, and it's like a second job. While we accommodate the fact that, yes, you have a full-time job, right, with another, company, 9 to 5, or even shift jobs, right, we would still make it very flexible for you. Now, in the course of 6 months, you get to work on nothing less than 10 projects, right? You would get to work on multiple industry projects. You'd get to work on projects that allow you to interact with cross-functional teams. like the scenario I have painted, right? You would collaborate, you would have collaborative exposure, you would have networking opportunities. I have highlighted different instances where this would really, really benefit your career, right? You would also get to increase confidence, which is backed by competence. So, because it's, I mean, confidence is only going to come from that place of competence. So it doesn't fly from anywhere. I know I can do it. So yes, I will be very confident in defending myself, right? You'd also get to have mentorship sessions. You get to have career coaching. You get to have interview prep and mock interview. I mean, Adiola mentioned all of this. These were things that we used to prepare, not just her, but quite a number of all of our interns, right? All of our interns. It's something you all have access to. So it's what you have. It's the employability and the technical skills, right? So we don't just give you one and not give you one. We do a total rebranding for you. And you're expected to dedicate at least 1 hour in a day to this program. At least 1 hour in a day to this program. And by the time you dedicate this 1 hour in a day to this program, it can be morning your time, afternoon your time, night your time, the time that works for you. Yes, you would have a time where you have meeting, right, which is twice or 3 times in a week, right, depending on what you and your team leads have agreed on. But it will be a time that works for all of you, right, because we want everybody to participate, right? And so for that meeting, it can be 1 hour, 30 minutes long. It's for you to be able to properly work together as a team. Any point you need feedback, you get it on that call. You guys interact on the call. That is how this internship experience is helping you. So it is very, very flexible. Just 1 hour in a day is enough, right? And it can be morning your time. Come back to your task, work on it, interact on the WhatsApp group with your team. And I mentioned that we have mentors, right? These are some of our mentors, right? We have mentors across different career paths, and these are the mentors that we have on board. Amazing, amazing professionals that will be working with you on, mentoring and everything like that. These are not your teammates; they are mentors specifically meant to have mentorship sessions with you. So you can see that for every aspect of this experience, there is somebody specifically created to, work with you. So it's not one person doing everything. No, your employability specialist is different. Your mentors are different. Your team lead is different, right? So the point you interact with Omowunmi is different, right? So that is how we are helping you, right? So, and yes. So moving on real quick, let me move on. So I'm seeing questions and I will definitely attend to every question. The next cohort is starting on the 7th of June, right? So if you would love to be a part of this cohort, can you give me a thumbs up? Right? You would love to be a part of this cohort. Give me a thumbs up. Lesomi, Moses, Saadatu, Ifunaya, amazing, amazing. Irabo, amazing. So are we okay? Okay, just keep it coming. I would love to see the people that are interested in jumping on the next cohort. So the next cohort is starting on the 7th of June. And like I said earlier, I am giving out £360 bonus. What am I saying? If you see on my screen, the enrollment fee for 3 months work experience is $390, right? Original fee 500, for discounts $390. Then for 6 months, original fee 900, but discounts $750. But guess what? For 6 months, I am giving you a discount, so you will get to enroll with this fee £390 to enroll for 6 months internship. So you don't have to pay this £750, right? And by securing your spot with £130 today, you will be claiming this discount of 360 discounts, right? So you get to pay £390. I hope is that very clear? So I am giving a discount instead of you to go ahead and pay £750. You will get to pay £390 for 6 months internship, right? Because originally this fee is for just 3 months. But with just this fee, you'd be able to intern with Amdari for 6 months. And this is open to everybody on this call today. Everybody on this call gets to benefit from this. And how do you secure your spot? Yes, please. Yes. She secured a senior role. That's Damilola, one of our interns. Yes, and she's still in the course of her internship. She'll be done this month, right? Our first internship badge will be done this month. We started the internship in November, and trust me, a lot of people have been able to land jobs. Damilola being one of them, right? So yes, she secured a senior role, and that's because of the experience. I mentioned earlier that you would be working on nothing less than 10 projects in the course of 6 months. What this means already, right, is the fact that this project will be preparing you largely, right, largely for an experience that will give you robust knowledge, right? So it's not limited in any way. And I'll show you the internship calendar that we have so that you see what happens in week one, what happens in week two, like that and like that. So let me start taking questions real quick. By the way, to secure your spot, my colleague is dropping a link in the chat right now. What if we made first payment before today? Does it apply to us? Have you made payment already, Ifunaya? I mean the 360 discount. I mean, you're on this call, so yes, you're on this call, so yes. Okay, amazing, amazing, Ifunaya. Welcome on board. So you're on this call, so like I said, yes. So yeah, moving on. So if you would love to secure your spot, let me see. Has my colleague dropped the payment link? Okay, she hasn't. Let me quickly drop the payment link for us real quick. It is very easy, and I will show us how to proceed with enrollment. So this is the payment link that I'm dropping right now. So I have just dropped the payment link in the chat, right? Please use the payment link to secure your spot. When you click on that link that I dropped in the chat, you'll be redirected to this page right here. You'll be redirected here. Once you get here, I think it's broken. You can see data analytics 3 months, data analytics 6 months, data science 3 months, data science 6 months, and like, just pick the 3 months, right? Like I said, we'll be giving you the discount. Just pick the 3 months, but it is only open for people on this call today, and it is going to expire in 24 hours, right? No, it is applicable at Kosiwa. It is. So that's what I'm saying. Just pick 3 months. I mean, as long as you fill the attendance form, this discount is applicable to everybody on this call today, right? Just make sure you secure your spot today or in the next 24 hours. That is how we get to track the people that this discount is open to. So you're paying today, you're on this call, or you're paying within the next 24 hours, you have access to this discount. You get to pay £390 instead of, so no, you are going to be staying for 6 months, Akosiwa. This £390, or let me just call you Kofi. Let me call you Kofi. This £390 applies to 6 months. You will be staying for 6 months. And anybody on this call today who pays will be interning for 6 months with £390. And you can secure your spot today with just £130. You don't need to secure your spot with, it is £390. That's the discount. Originally, it is £900 for 6 months. Originally, it is £900 for 6 months. But we are giving you for £390 for 6 months, right? So just click on this link that my colleague is also dropping. Let me reload so this images would display properly. All right. So, like I said, once you click on that link, you will be redirected to this page. Once you get this page, please feel free to select 3 months, right, internship under the career path that you want to intern. Is it data analytics? Is it data science? Is it data engineering? Is it business analysis? All of it is here. Agile project management, SOC, ethical hacking, and GRC. Just select 3 months, right? Again, the only way this discount is applicable to you is if you are enrolling today, right? From this call or within the next 24 hours. And when you click, let's say we click on data analytics 3 months internship, this particular one here. Let's say we click on it, we will be redirected to this page. So you'll be redirected to this page. On this page, you can see that it is £390. If you want to pay one time, if you want to pay twice, that's £195 for 2 months. If you want to pay 3 times, that is £130 for 3 months. £130. So you pay month 1, month 2, and month 3, £130. And by the time you pay like that, just click on secure internship. Once you click on secure internship, the next thing you will see here is a breakdown. So if you pay today, your next payment will be due in July, and then, sorry, in June rather, and then the last payment will be due in July, right? So you can see you pay 3 times just by securing your spot today with £130. And once you click on secure spot and then you click on proceed and you are redirected here, just fill in your name, your email address, and then your phone number right here, right? Once you fill in your phone number and you click on proceed, it will pop up your card a prompt for you to fill in your card details. Fill in your card details, click on make payment, and the minute your payment is successful, you will be redirected to this enrollment form. Please fill this enrollment form. Again, this discount is only going to be available for the next 24 hours, only for people on this call today, right? So you need to secure your spot today or in the next 24 hours. And this discount is it's £90 for 3 months, for 6 months internship. Instead of you to pay £900, you get to pay £390 for 6 months, and you get all of the benefits that I have mentioned since the start of this conversation. So once you are done making payments and it's confirmed, just come here to Rate by Amdari and input first name, last name, your registration email, your country of residence, and your current status. Are you a career switcher? Put in your phone number, click on next. It's very easy. In like 1 minute, you'll be done with filling this form, right? Then you click on, okay, sorry, I think you went back. Okay. Then you click on next. Once you click on next, you proceed again to inputting the career path that you want to intern under. Then you click on, you upload your screenshots, your payment screenshots, right? And then you type in the name of the account you use in making payment. Read the terms and conditions and select yes. Then your internship duration, select 6 months. Like I said, it is applicable for people that pay in less than 24 hours and only for people on this call today. Once you are done with that, you click on next, right? Once you click on next, you will be redirected here. Just, do you want to split 6 months internship into 3 different? Just type no, right? Since you're already doing your 6 months internship, just select what applies to you. So first 3 months internship, again, this is not compulsory, as you can see. It's for people who split their internship. Some people who do data analytics and business analysis, 3 months, same price, $390. This is the value that we are giving you, right? Some people under cybersecurity will do ethical hacking and also do GRC, 3 months. You don't need to pay double price, no. This $390 applies to you. This is just for people who are on this call and who would secure their spot in the next, So yeah, these are people who would secure their spot today or in the next 24 hours. Then you click on next once you're done. And the last thing on your form is what you see here, right? The last thing is what you see here, which is when do you intend to start and how did you hear about us and what influenced your decision to join? Is it this webinar? Is it this conversation? Type it in. Is it experience? Is it lack of job? Whatever influenced your decision, type it and submit. Once you submit, that will be all, right? So so I will take questions now. Please raise your hand if you have any question for me, and I will take questions now. All right. So please just raise your hand. So Elisheva says, how we gonna do the internship? It is remote, right? It is remote. Once you make payment and fill this enrollment form, you would be getting an onboarding email that would contain your job offer letter, your job description. All of this will be sent in the week of onboarding. And when you start, the first day will be onboarding where you meet your team lead and teammates, right? So yes, it is remote 100%. What about students looking for placement? So Naomi, perfect. We have a lot of students who are here for placement. It works for them as well. 6 months, you get to pay just £390 instead of. And when your school sends anything in for us to fill as your place of placement, we sign it, we fill it, we attend to that. You would receive the email that they can reach out to. It's the co-founder's email, ifemena@amdari.io. So once your payment is confirmed, your school can reach out to us and we will attend to that. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Naomi. So I'll take questions now. Please, are we going to work in companies? Yeah, you'll be working directly under Amdari's low risk environment, but you'll be working on actual company data and actual company business challenge. So you'll be working on real business challenge from businesses. But Amdari has created that low risk environment so that you are properly managed, controlled, and guided. All right. So please give me a thumbs up, Naomi, if I answered your question. All right. So yes, let's take questions now. So I have okay, Emmanuel. Hi. Hello, Emmanuel. Hi. Can you unmute already? Hi, Ozzy. Can you unmute them? Can you allow them unmute? Hello. Hi, Ozzy. Can you hear me? Can you give people the access to unmute? I think they can't unmute yet.
I've given them access. Check.
Okay. Can you try unmuting? I think anybody at this point should try unmuting. The first person who is able to speak, I'll just attend to that person while the others, you
Omowunmi.
Okay, hi, Ifnaya.
Yeah. What I'm asking, I've already registered before, which is a different link from what you just explained, and I'm meant to pay 750, which I've made the first payment, but I'm still asking, does the discount still apply to me? And if it does, how do I claim it?
Okay, so we would have to reach out to you on that, right? Because
Okay.
yes, we would have to, since you've already secured your spot with the old price, right? So we'd have to reach out to you. So this is why we always say this, right? If you're on this call today, please take advantage of the discounts that we have. Because once we go back to the old price, you would have to pay the old price to benefit from all of the things that Andari has to offer, right? Everything for your career rebranding. But if Naya, we would be in touch. Please just ensure you fill the enrollment, the attendance form. And I think you have the number of some of my colleagues. You can reach out to us. So hi Emmanuel, can you unmute now? Emmanuel, are you there?
Hello.
Okay, hi Ebenezer. Okay, let's proceed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Wumi. I was just trying to I just made payments now. But I didn't receive any notification, no email, no receipt. So I had to do a screenshot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's perfect. You did a screenshot of your payment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it works. So I'm sure they would send the email. That's the payments page. But just go ahead and fill the enrollment form. Or have you done that?
No, not yet.
Okay. Please fill the enrollment form. All right. So
Where can I find the enrollment?
okay, let me quickly show you. It's here. So on this payment page, although by default, the minute your payment was successful, you were supposed to be redirected. But this is it. Look at the payment registration form. Just click on it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I've
just
sent.
click on it. Yeah.
All right.
So
Thank
once
you.
you click on it, just upload your screenshots and that will be all.
All
So
right.
yes, thank you very much, Ebenezer. All right. So please, if anybody here has also made payment, please fill the enrollment form. Okay. Please fill the enrollment form. That's how we get to have your details, so we can send you the job offer letter on the onboarding week. Everything that I've mentioned, right? Emmanuel, can you unmute now? I've been asking you to unmute, but I think you've been struggling to do so. But if Emmanuel is still unable to unmute, Emmanuel, you can type. But Justin, please go ahead. Just go ahead, Justin. Or Naomi or Elisheva. I know I've attended to Ifnaya already. So I think I have 3 more hands to attend to. So Justin, Emmanuel, Elisheva, please raise, you can unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, Ma. I would like to know if do you have any internship in digital marketing or SEO? I know you got the project management, which I'm interested, but if you also got digital marketing, it's great, Ma.
Okay, so we don't have for SEO or digital marketing, we only have for data analytics, data science, data engineering, cybersecurity under SOC, GRC, and pen testing, and then business analysis and project management. But we don't have for digital marketing, sadly.
Okay, ma. Anyway, do we need to have experience? If I choose one that I don't have experience, do we need to have experience or you don't need to?
Okay, so by experience, you mean take a course? Have you taken a course?
I mean like if should I have a work experience?
No. You don't need work experience. That's why this internship is here. This is for you to get the work experience. Do you get? So you don't need work experience to take this internship as long as you have taken a course, right? So you don't need to have experience to start with us at Amdari. Just your training, your course is enough, and then you can start with us. Does that clarify for you, Elisheva?
Yes,
Hi.
ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, amazing. Would you be joining us for, you said project management, right?
Yeah, I'm looking to join you.
Okay.
Would it be more helpful if I know what kind of roles does each profession can do?
What kind of what?
Which profession can do? Like what kind of path career can I take after I finish my job, after I finish my course, my training, my internship, I mean.
Okay. Yeah, well, you can get IT project manager role, you can get agile project manager role, you can, in fact, let me show you the different roles that you can get. Let's come here. Let's come to the Amdari website. Hey, let's come to project management real quick. So if you come here and you scroll down, you can see you can apply to career opportunities like program manager, project coordinator, project analyst, project scheduler, scrum master, agile project manager, IT project manager. We will change manager PMO, right? Project manager officer. So you can apply to this. So can you see them?
Yes, ma, I can see.
All right. So I hope you'll be taking advantage of this discount, right? Like I said, it's just for people on this call and it is limited for the next 24 hours. So Emmanuel or Naomi or Justin, you guys are still yet to speak. So you can unmute, right? Polake says, can someone transitioning into tech pay because I don't have any tech skill or knowledge? Also, Fakolade, you need to take the course first, right? Take the course first and then you can join us. All right. Okay. Hi. Sorry, someone was trying to speak earlier. Please go ahead. Hi. I think someone was trying to speak. Please go ahead. We'll be wrapping up shortly. And if any other person has questions for us, you can definitely book a clarity call with us that would be on for the entire week, Mondays to Fridays. Me and my colleagues will be in attendance to you on that clarity call. All right. So that's if we are unable to answer every question here. You can still secure your spot and still join us for that clarity to ask further questions. Again, this discount is only going to be for the next 24 hours and it's for everybody on this call. So if you would love to take advantage for people who have secured their spot, who have already enrolled, right? Please go ahead to fill the enrollment form. I see Ebenezer has already filled the enrollment form. So if you would be enrolling, please make sure that you do so in the next 24 hours. Either you do it while we're on the call or you do it after the call. All right. So moving on.
Can I ask my question?
Yes, please. Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I'm an engineer, even though I've done a course in data analytics.
Okay.
I have a